Welcome to our Be the Glue series where we share short and casual but really impactful conversations with individuals who have been the glue by bringing people together, ideas together, efforts, and they really create something meaningful. So today I'm joined by my colleague and fellow disruptor, Tonja Ried, and she is the owner of TMR Future of Work. Welcome, Tanya.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm
Now
happy
you're
to be
all
here.
Yes, thank you. So you're also a senior HR professional and you support small and mid-sized businesses, right? Designing their leadership models. But you do a lot of work around culture transformation, leadership development, people strategy. So what does the glue mean to you?
Somehow I knew you were going to ask that question. So me personally, as myself, as the glue, I've always sort of been someone who sees a whole system, right? So in organizations, I don't know, people are always competing for different needs, right? Between, the leadership, the employees, operations, the reality. So I think a lot of people see their piece, but they don't see the connection between them. And I think that's where I come in and I can help them see that connection between them and sort of hang out in that space.
Yeah.
So
And
when it's done well, it translates in the organization. So
oh, for sure. And so what are you seeing right now that is like a big obstacle in people being able to have that system? Is it more of a skill that they are lacking the system thinking, or is there, a situation that they're in? Like what are you seeing?
so I think it depends on, I would say, the size of the business and how old the business is and some of those things. Like I'm, working with an organization that seems to be, in the 150 to 200 space, and they've grown rather rapidly, but what they didn't do is put a lot of the leadership or put the right people in the right space for the right roles. So they're struggling with this growth and those next steps and time management and keeping the culture because they grew at such a pace. They're like, now what do I do? Like, we're going to lose why we started what we started. So how do we fix it, and how do we keep it? So
Yes.
I think
And
that's
at
what
that point, in the smaller and mid-size, like
Mhm.
probably they're outsourcing their payroll, they're doing minimal things with HR. So the people aspect is not at the forefront.
Nope, nope. And then they're stretched thin too, right? So you have your other HR managers or your other, managers within trying to have all these projects, take them to the next level, but also trying to manage whatever the pieces are that they're managing, and they can't.
Yeah.
They can't. So us coming in and saying, "Oh, hey, I see this connection and this connection. Let me go, hang out here and help put this piece together."
Yeah.
And sometimes it's okay if it breaks too. Like they might need it to break for them to have a new idea, and sitting with them when that happens to walk through what it is, right? Like putting the right people in the right place is going to be painful,
Yeah. Especially if they don't have the right skill sets. And
right?
also if they grew together, right, as
Right.
part of the company's growth, now you've built friendships, you've
Mhm.
had, different connections with people, deeper connections with people. So it's definitely harder to say, I'm sorry, this is not the skill set I need anymore. I got to think about the future, running the business and expanding, right?
Yeah.
How do you navigate that? What are some advice or thoughts that our audience can benefit from?
I think us being in the HR space or the leadership space, I think as the glue, we can identify patterns, I think, probably more easily than others can. So I think that's helpful because we can probably more quickly have a couple conversations with a couple groups and say, "Oh, that's what it is. That's it right there. That's the pattern. Here's the thing." So, okay, now managers, how, or, people, how are we going to get together and work through this? I think there's us bringing them all in the same room and helping them do that is helpful too for them. I think sometimes they don't think about getting together and holding a conversation and trying to understand the woes that the other one's having.
Mm,
So
And that can build trust. That can
It,
build,
yeah, I
yeah.
think that's what we do too best is we do build trust. The leader doesn't necessarily have to be the person at the top of the organizational chart either, and they don't have to have all the answers. It's okay to just hang out in whatever complexity it might be, and okay, let's simmer here for a minute. We'll, do business, but talk it out. What is it? Where are we going? How are we growing? What is the tension piece? Some honest conversation, but that doesn't just come from, being the glue is a trust piece.
Mm. So then that would mean also that as a HR professional, you would have to have that business language, that
Yeah.
understanding the business and how um, everything connects to the people.
Yes. I think that in the HR space, we have to have some business acumen. I have to understand enough about the business. It doesn't mean that, I sometimes leaders think that HR, well, you've only been in like this kind of space. You haven't been in like this sort of environment. That doesn't matter. Like the people are the people. The people still, want to do a good job. They still want you to give them feedback. They still want you to do these things. It just doesn't matter what they're doing at, the industry that they're in, but I still have to understand the business. What makes you guys tick as a business? What is your pain point and how can I bridge whatever that is? Is it a skills gap with the employees? Is it yes, right, wrong person, right place, right person, wrong place, what? But to do that, I have to understand the business too.
Yeah. What are some examples that maybe you have like deal with recently that maybe kind of, I don't know, stuck with you that they're like, oof, I don't know, in the world of AI now, or
Yeah.
the world is in shambles in general. So, I'm sure you're seeing and experiencing things that, they're difficult.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot. I think right now I'm in a lot of more, I would say, manufacturing and manual labor environment. So AI is probably not impactful in the way it is for other organizations. I do think we all need to learn about it. I do think you need to dabble in it. I do think you need to use it. I think you need to figure it out a little. It doesn't mean it's going to like take your job, but understand it's totally helped me make me more efficient in things. And then out in these other, you know, spaces, I think they're thinking about that and possibly grappling with it and deciding internally whether they're going to allow it to be used and how are they going to use it and do they need a policy around it and is it worth, I don't know, bringing in or what do we do with it?
Yeah. Yeah.
HR, what do we do?
Yeah. That's the space that I'm in it now, and I'm just loving it because I think it's an opportunity for HR people to be at the forefront of this. It's all
Absolutely.
change management, right?
Yeah.
Like AI to me, it's change management. So how can we this AI adoption, right? Like how can we be the drivers? How can we be the glue between like IT and HR, IT and the business owner or the business? So because I feel like HR will create the foundations, but IT will enable it. And you got to have that partnership in place.
Yeah, I recently had an interaction with, I had, picked up the phone in an organization and called IT and said, "Hey, what are we doing with AI? Like how does IT have an approach for this?" And they were like, "We don't know. We thought you were going to do it." And I was like, "Okay, that's fine." So what we did as a team, like most HR teams are um struggling with next step in skills or bandwidth because I think there's some value that is being seen out of HR, which I think hasn't been seen in the past. It's just sort of been this evolution, I would say, since COVID. HR has evolved into, oh my gosh, this is what HR does,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
now we have all this stuff. And so how I've been using it in some of my teams is using it for your onboarding, using it for your intuitive interviewing with your, you don't have to use it to scrape your resumes necessarily. That's cool and all, but help your managers have a better interview.
Yeah.
Help give them tools, help your employees, build widgets to, I don't know, mow a lawn better or fix a carburetor better, right? But allowing them to have some tools within the organization for whatever the industry might be to help them bridge that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I agree with you. Like, I think we have to be at the front of this.
mhm.
I think we need to co-create. I call it a co-creation between HR and IT
Yeah.
because we don't, most HR people are not as technical
Hmm.
either, but they know enough to bridge that gap. They
Yeah.
know the human behavior that we have to get to. And I think with AI, it's the judgment piece that's
Yeah.
not going to go away. You still have to judge the
Yeah.
outputs and use your thinking as a human to judge what's coming out of these AI tools or outputs. So I think we have a tremendous opportunity, I think, as HR people in this
Yeah.
space.
Could
Yeah.
probably even help us as HR people. Sometimes I, sort of use it as I'll say my office assistant to bounce ideas off of, like, here's what I'm thinking and here's what I see in the leadership and like here's what like I know I'm not crazy.
Yep.
Like, but putting some bumpers in place too. So you don't
Of
ruin any of
course.
your
Of course. I mean, we deal with a lot of confidential information and we
yeah.
deal with a lot of sensitive and PII and PHI data. So yeah, it has to be. This is where IT comes in place, right? Like,
Mhm.
can they help us create the secure environment so that we
Yeah.
can use it without enabling data breach or anything like that, right? So, how can we co-create and support each other in this adoption? So, I'm excited for it because you're right. I think, and you're making me think like there is a lot of um, gaps
Yeah.
in smaller organizations.
Yeah. I think, and they don't know the fancy tools or the other things. And I think that's
Yeah.
where we can come in as, especially, I mean, I feel like I've been doing this so long. We can come in there and offer up these tools and this different vision and bringing people together because we know more where to go and which angle to tackle and which people, oh, I know who does that, I'm going to go tag this and we're
Yeah.
going to sit down and we have the ability to as glue to ebb and flow to and give a little piece of our glue over there, they'll be over here.
So, I always think of glue as, it kind of takes time to dry and
It
stick,
does.
right? So, and I think in our roles, sometimes it takes a lot of effort to get the organization to a point until it actually sticks.
Yeah.
Um, are there any pieces of advice for other HR people? Like our audience is mostly HR professionals.
um I think probably something I've said earlier, it's okay if it breaks. It's
Yeah.
okay. Sometimes that's okay. I think of like a scenario where I go and, we go into these organizations where you have those legacy people who have grown the organization and been there and they've been all the positions within the organization, but they're no longer a fit for today. And the manager or the owner or whatever the case may be is really struggling with the separation of that. But it's okay. It's complex, but it's okay to let it go and it's okay to let it break because what you're going to get out of that, whatever blossom you're going to get, is going to be better. You're going to be better for it. You're going to learn how to have a conversation that you probably thought you never could have. And if you frame it right, they're going to understand. So I think there's that. Like it's okay. Don't,
Yeah.
it's okay. Yep. Glue takes a while. It takes a while. Like sometimes are we rubber cement? Are we super glue? Are we Elmer's just white glue?
I want to
Like,
be glitter glue. Can I
yeah,
be glitter
do
glue?
we have glitter? Do we not? But I think there's, what kind of glue? Are we spray glue? We just get everywhere. Like,
Ooh, I love that analogy. You're making me think
yeah,
about the types of glue,
the
right?
types of glue. And I think that HR can be all those glues, right? Like right now, I just need some super glue. Just give me some super glue.
Give me
Sometimes
the
we
super glue.
do. Yeah, we just need some white glue to like hang out, take a little time. Like I said, hang out in whatever that complexity is. We don't have the answer, but we can see through it. We can see the big picture. We can see where we're going. Takes a while to get there. We don't just this doesn't, you can't turn a cruise ship around on a dime. So it's okay. Baby steps. In between, you need some glitter glue. You do, I
You
think.
do. You got to make it fun. Of course.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
course. Uh,
Um,
Tanya, where can people find you? Where do you hang out?
oh, where do I hang out? That's a loaded question.
You can start with your website or
Yep,
um,
I do have a website. Um, it literally spells out tmrfutureofwork.com. I've been trying to blog as much as I can, but I'm also working on a book on the side of that, so we'll see. I'm hoping to take all of this funniness and turn it into something like fun. Like I want to have a coffee table book that's just funny things about HR.
ooh, I love that. Oh,
Yeah,
I might have stories for you then about
yeah,
funny
yeah.
things in HR.
But that's what I've been doing is sort of picking my HR friends' brains. You know, when you pick up the phone and you're like, "Oh my God, you are never going to believe what happened to me today."
You
Because
know what? There was an author, I gotta find the name, and she put together a collection of stories from other HR people, but it was more like surviving HR type of stories, like
yeah,
triumphs. I love the funny part. Like,
yeah.
yeah, we should talk about that. That's a
Because
great
well,
idea.
because we are glue in organizations, but we are with each other too. Because really, where is our safe space?
Yeah.
Like we have to call each other and be like, "Oh my God, did you
Yep.
like XYZ happened to sit down in my chair today?"
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why I love, so we're fellow disruptors in Disrupt HR Rochester, and that's why I love our community. Like in
Yeah,
Rochester, I feel we're very connected, very supportive of each other. You know, pick up the phone and be like, what did just happen? I just need to think this through. I need advice or somebody,
yeah.
you could always find that support in our community. So it's so important. And especially like in this hybrid world, I think just we're still struggling, right, to like manage
Hmm.
the, not being able to be with each other or still be virtual and remote. And it's hard. It's hard. And then you have, the anxiety of what's happening around the world. It's just a lot.
Yeah. That's what I sometimes more lately I've referenced HR as sort of that socially sanctioned mediator.
Yeah.
We're socially accepted in an organization to come in there and hold the show together.
Yeah. Yeah. And then for me also, like, how do we support each other,
Yeah.
because our jobs are very difficult. I feel we are so behind the scenes that people don't think about HR from, when organizational change is happening, unless we really that HR person has earned their seat at that table. And but you're right. I think since COVID, I think we have grown significantly, and we are a lot more at those tables, at those discussions.
Yeah.
So I see the change. I feel the change, at least in the organizations that I support and I'm part of. HR is there at the
Yeah.
forefront. So I really enjoy that. And for the ones that they don't, they're
Yeah.
feeling it with, all sorts of sides.
And they'll realize it or they won't. And I think we as senior HR people also have to support those younger ones because I think, at least in my younger HR days, I thought I had to like hold the whole world together.
Mm,
And you don't. Like, it's okay to
yes,
not have to
so
to
true.
hold it all together. It's okay that, there is a little disrupt
Yeah,
and uncomfortable and it's okay.
yeah. You
You
gotta
don't
pick your
have to,
fights. You gotta pick the
yeah.
battles that matter most in that moment, unfortunately. Any
So,
last words of advice or anything you want to share with our audience as last remarks?
oh, probably should have had something smart and witty to say,
Something with like
but I don't.
stickiness,
Yes, we're all gonna go be glitter glue.
glitter glue. You know what? I'm gonna ask my friend Sally, my chat GPT, and say, what would glitter glue look like for an HR professional?
A great
Bring the fun, sprinkle the excitement in every project and initiative that you're part of.
Yeah,
So there you go. Big glitter glue, my friend.
yeah, yeah. Be glitter glue.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you for joining today. And, I'm excited to have you part of Disrupt and also continue to, really bring positive disruption in our region here. So thank
Yeah.
you.
Well, thank you.